Hello there my friend, you're listening to Ebird Online and I'm back with another review. Guys, I've got a treat for you today, one of our new couples. Hi Ellie, Wagwan Victor. I thought I'd get the pleasantries out the way. Because in the couple I'm going to be talking about today, Ellie and Victor, I can tell I'm going to like neither of you. And guys, I can't begin to exaggerate the bewilderment I'm in. Because I have in front of me a seemingly normal, seemingly reasonably intelligent 45-year-old lady. And she's decided to go and live in the middle of nowhere with a beach bum called Victor. So Ellie's originally from Seattle and Victor's 38 and is from Providencia. Where? That's exactly what I said. Apparently it's off the coast of Colombia, but listening to the accent and looking at the whole lifestyle there, it pretty much looks like the Caribbean to me. And guys, I'm just looking into where it is a little bit further. It's basically a rock in the sea in the middle of bloody nowhere. Wow. Anyway, as the story goes, Ellie's leaving in 1 week to go and live with the love of her life, Victor. And I've got more than just a little bit to say about this relationship. Right, just before we begin, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, make Ebird a happy Ebird. If you enjoyed the video, please press the like button, and also don't forget to follow me on Twitter at Ebird Online. So without further ado, I give you Ellie and Victor. So Ellie has had a pizza restaurant for the past 7 years. She's from Nevada, but now lives in Seattle, and she explains that in her high school yearbook, she was voted most likely to never come back. And I'm guessing that's just because they didn't have a category for most likely to be scammed by a yardie. Because that's what's happening. And so Ellie has had quite a checkered love life. And she lets us know that she was married for 11 months when she was about 28. And she and her husband went to Atlanta to discover that he'd passed away in the night. And as she's telling us the story, she starts tearing up and obviously she still isn't over it. And she tells us she was never ever the same after that. And she's found it really difficult to find love. And she also has a morbid fear of losing another partner. And so guys, when I heard this, I did kind of think, I think this bit of information will bear great weight in this whole story. And she goes on to explain that 2 years ago she was travelling and she went to the tiny island of Providencia where she met the love of her life. Guys, I wonder where they met. It literally could have been anywhere. Of course they bloody met on the beach. She tells us there was immediate chemistry and he took her to a beach bar and got her pissed on pina coladas. Ellie tells us that Victor's super charming. Oh Ellie, all Ginnels are super charming. So she's been back twice to visit him and then they both decided they wanted to be together and she filled all the paperwork in for him to come over to America and he was supposed to come over on the 17th of March 2020. But unfortunately the pesky little worldwide pandemic put paid to his ideas of coming to America. So just 4 months ago, she decided to make the craziest move of her life and move to Providencia. It seems shady at this point, but the worst thing about everything is she's completely selling up to move. So she's selling her car, her furniture and her business. So she's built this business up from the bottom for 7 years. Why would you do that on the basis of 3 visits to see some guy? And she lets us know the restaurant is her identity. Well, you're selling the restaurant. Ergo, very soon, you'll have no identity. And worse still, no restaurant. And then we're treated to a few scenes of her in the restaurant with the guy that she's selling it to. And so Dylan works with her in the pizza shop at the moment. And she said it's a natural person to sell it on to. But even when she was having a meeting with him and talking about selling it, he said, "Are you really sure you want to do this? It's an awful lot to walk away from." And Ellie said, "It's my baby. I put my heart, my soul, my blood and my tears into those pizzas. Ew, I wouldn't want to eat there. Most people just stick with dough, tomatoes and mozzarella. But I guess each to their own." And then Dylan asks if Victor has an ulterior motive. And I think it's quite a weird question to ask about someone you've never met. It's very clear what his motive is. Money. But yeah, it is quite clear. And a little bit later on to production, Ellie said, "Well, he has more to gain than I have, but I really love him, and love conquers all." I get it, Ellie, you really love him, but the $64 million question is, does he love you? And we find out the answer to this question real bloody soon, because in the next scene she goes to meet up with her friend, Hiromi. And when she tells Hiromi that she's going in less than a week, Hiromi's less than happy. Why ever not? Well, you might well ask. 7 months ago, apparently Ellie found out that Victor was cheating. And as if cheating weren't bad enough, he didn't even come clean himself. The girl he was cheating with actually messaged her and said, "Leave us alone, we don't need any exes in our relationship." And so when she confronted Victor about it, Victor at first denied it. Then he admitted it and said it was just a little hookup. But then the girl sent online messages, emails, photographs, basically bloody good receipt. And it transpired that it wasn't just a 1 or 2 night thing, it was an actual full-on entire relationship. But then when Victor had said a million sorries, he managed to blame it all onto the girl and said that she pursued him and wouldn't leave him alone. I know guys, let's keep a tally. What have we got so far? First up, you're a despicable love cheat of the very worst kind. But then there's the lies. First up you said there was no relationship, and then finally you had to admit yes, we were in a full-on relationship. Even in the face of incontrovertible evidence to the contrary, he still, right until the 90th minute, sought to deny and then downplay this relationship. So 1, despicable love cheat, 2, pathological liar. Guys, stay tuned for more, because we know there will be. So Ellie stated in no uncertain terms that Victor had said he was so sorry and nothing like that would ever happen again. But her friend said, I can't believe you're giving up your whole life for a proven liar. This isn't a joke. But Ellie returned serve with, but I love him and love makes you do crazy things. Oh Lord. And so the next time we meet up with Ellie, she's meeting with 2 more of her friends. Apparently Kelly and Scott are giving her an early Thanksgiving dinner because she won't be able to attend. And guys, she's already told them that she's going to Providencia, but they think she's just going for 2 or 3 weeks. She's yet to tell them that she's going for good. And Ellie said to Kelly, we're back together and I'm moving down there permanently. And Kelly said, I knew she was talking to him a little bit, but I didn't know they were back together. And then Kelly asked, are you vulnerable because of COVID? Maybe she spent the last, year on her own whilst everyone else has been quarantining, coupled up with somebody. But I don't think we can fully blame it on that because she was planning to bring this dipstick over to America anyway. And it's quite an interesting trait sometimes that we have when our friends are making very bad decisions. We look for things which are nothing at all to do with them and seek to excuse it. I find it on the whole not at all helpful because it gives the person the idea that they're not entirely responsible for their own decisions. And then Scott asked her, does he know your financials? Does he know how much money you have? And Ellie said, well, he knows I have a business, so he knows I must have a reasonable income. Does he, Ellie? Given that you're putting shit, snot, blood and tears into your pizzas, I really don't know about that. But then Ellie drops another clanger. She's given him $5,000 so he can help to renovate his home. He lives in a bloody beach hut. She says she's given him $5,000 because she wants a proper bathroom. Ellie, my love, $5,000 is the cost of a bathroom in the West. It is not the cost of a bathroom in the middle of bloody nowhere. Honestly, if I was giving somebody over there $5,000, I'd want the Principality of Providencia and unfettered domain of all its subjects and all who reside there. That's what I'd want for my $5,000. Ellie really has got pizza for brains. So guys, it's all clocking up now, isn't it? So we've got despicable love cheat, pathological liar, and money-grabbing Emma Effer. Victor's really building up to a well-rounded character. Guys, it's just the worst, he really is. And so you can see the worry and the tension is mounting and building in her friends, and they can't believe she's given him that much money. And so Scott asks another question, have you done any background checks on him? And Ellie quite confidently asserts, no, I haven't, because I don't need to. He's told me everything I need to know. Ellie, we've just worked out he's a pathological liar. But go on then, what is it that he's told you that you needed to know? Guys, he's got a charge against him for domestic violence. And guys, of course, this charge comes readily packaged with a story which absolves him of almost all responsibility. What a surprise. So this is Victor's story. He said he walked in on his ex-girlfriend and she was shock horror in bed with another man. Oh really? So criminal trespass as well. As far as I'm concerned, we should throw the bloody key away. But also guys, you said a very key word there, ex-girlfriend. She's a free agent, she can do what she wants. Also, why are you just walking into places? And so he says he just flipped out and ended up beating her up, as you do. But the reason that Ellie's okay with everything now is because she says she's spoken to the ex-girlfriend and she's absolutely cool with him. And they've got a really good relationship now. Ellie, 1. You have to have some sort of relationship usually with the father of your child, because out there in the Caribbean, there's no social security, there's no, I don't know what you guys call it, welfare, food stamps, that sort of thing. So if you're a single mum, You rely on getting money from your ex-partner only. And so of course she's absolutely cool with him now. And of course she's absolutely cool with his relationship with you, because you're probably paying for her and his kid as well. Part of your $5,000 is in that kid's pocket. Facts. So at this point, Ellie was overcome with emotion. And she says she's been starved of love. And Kelly said to her, I can't believe you're going. You're the Ellie to my Kelly. Oh Lord, and she's the Nelly on our telly. And although all of her friends do not seem happy, they leave it for the time being. And next time we see Ellie, she's telling production, nobody, not one person, thinks this is a good idea. Interesting, that's quite the Freudian slip, because when you say not one person, that of course includes yourself. Ellie, I think even you know this is a shit idea, don't you? So just before she video calls Victor, let's have a quick tally and a roundup of Victor's best bits. He's a despicable love cheat, a pathological liar, a money-grabbing MFer, and a violent wife-beating criminal. He's just so dreamy. Guys, I'm so sorry. I just think he's the worst. I don't think that we've had worse. I don't. And so Ellie video calls Victor. And I gotta say, he's a very good looking chap and the charm's dripping from him. He's got a very wide smile and quite genuine eyes. He's genuinely repugnant. And so then Ellie proves to us that she's got no real lines of communication with Victor, because she began the conversation by saying, I had a dream last night. What about? About the other woman that you slept with. Oh yeah. And she was pregnant. Well, don't worry, it's just a dream. And Ellie said, yeah, but I am still just really worried about it. Ellie, if you can't actually tell him, I just want to know. I was talking to my friends yesterday. They all think you're a shady AF. I need some more reassurance. You should be able to say this to a man that you're going to give up your whole life. And guys, it puts me in mind of Stephanie and Rat Boy, I forget his name now. And she brought that Maria of Terrible Tarot in to read some bullshit tarot cards. And I guess also Sumit and Jenny. And Sumit's astrologer. You should be able to say to your partner what you want to say without using a third party or shrouding it in some sort of mystery. It's not a good look. And so Ellie said, you told me she's no longer on the island. Please promise me she's not on the island. Now guys, I have looked at this island. And as far as I'm concerned, the chances of getting off this island are slim to none. It's literally in the middle of nowhere. It's not like she could have come from a neighbouring island. She hopped over for a couple of weeks, had a holiday, and they had a holiday fling. She lived on the island when they were seeing each other. Where the bloody hell do you think she's gone? And so when asked if she was on the island, Victor, the pathological liar, hesitated. He looked to the right, and then he said, oh yeah, for sure, she's not here. She's all long gone. She's out of our life. She's definitely not. And she's also definitely going to do a pop-up just as soon as Ellie gets over there. And Victor said, people make mistakes, but don't worry, we've got love, and love is everything. Victor, can you pay bills with love? No. Do you know what? I've tried it before, it didn't work. So then Ellie asks pathological liar Victor, how's the house coming along? Now we did get a few shots of Victor in the house, and he's spent about £500 absolute max in that house from what I can see. But Victor went, yeah, just a little bit more painting I need to do. But yeah, I've been worrying about the hurricane. Yeah, let's talk about the hurricane. And he said, I'm just trying to put everything into one room and just trying to tie everything down. They say it's going to hit tomorrow night. Everyone's really worried. And Ellie said, if I was there, I'd be freaking out. Oh my God, I miss you and I love you. Stay safe. Oh, good Lord, Ellie, you're not there and you're freaking out. What are you going to do when you live there? And so that's where we leave things for this week. Ellie, 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 the Nelly on my telly. I want to console you on the very worst of bereavement, the loss of your effing mind. I want to blame the pandemic, but I can't, because I fear it's you. And I've just got a few questions for you to ponder on. When you get to Providencia, what are you going to do there for work? 2, why are you selling your pizza shop? Why not just let somebody rent it off you for 6 months? 3, why are you selling all your furniture and your car? Why not just put them in storage? 4, why not just have a long visit and wait till he can come back to America? And from what I can see from this Providencia place, there's only 6,000 people on the island. Now I know what it's like to grow up in a very small area. I grew up in a village, well, a little hamlet in Warwickshire, and I think there were 3,500 or 4,000 people when I was there. And obviously it was connected to other hamlets and other villages and so on. This is in the middle of nowhere, it really is, so I can't imagine there's going to be loads of tourism. And I can't imagine there's going to be an amazing infrastructure. Ellie's there worrying about the hurricane. I'm worrying about the bloody shitstorm because let me tell you, it's coming. I've got my little tally chart here. Victor's the following. 1. He's a despicable love cheat. 2. He's a pathological liar. 3. He's a money-grabbing MFer. And 4. He's a wife-beating violent criminal. And we're only on week 1. Ellie's, there's going to be a lot more to come. And it's unfortunate for me to say it, but I really do believe you're digging your own grave. We've seen these ridiculous relationships before, but usually the person's just going over for an extended visit. You are going there to live. It's very different. So guys, let me know what you think. Do you think there's any hope for Victor? Even though he does seem like a nice guy, he does sound like pretty much one of the worst we've ever seen. But what do you make to Ellie? She's 45. She's kind of a little bit plain, but she's alright looking. She's got her own business. She's quite thin. She lives in Seattle, which is a very nice area and I think quite a rich area. She could have found a partner in the preceding 20 years had she wanted to. Honestly guys, the only thing I can come up with is that he's great in the sack. I see no other reasonable explanation for her idiocy. So guys, let me know what you think. Why do you think Ellie is with Victor? What strange hold has Victor got over Ellie? It's something. We've just got to work out what. So guys, thank you so much for listening. Please don't forget to like and subscribe and all of that good stuff. And I'll say it again, just because I'm genuinely grateful. Thank you for my 40,000 subscribers. But if you've yet to do so, please consider subscribing. It's fun over here. Thank you so much for listening. You've been listening to Ebird Online, and I bid you good day.